Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video I've got some Moskva gameplay for you guys. So it's been a while since I played this ship, since I've kind of been frustrated with the ship. Every time I take it out I seem to get somewhat bad RNG, or I push too hard and I end up putting myself in a bad position and I end up dying or something to that effect. So today I want to feature this replay because I thought I played the Moskva very patiently and very smart as well. I'm in my Moskva, as I mentioned, but I am playing with one of my APOC friends. His name is Nuclear Llama, which again is a pretty interesting name within itself, but he is in his Hakuryu. So, going over my captain perks, I've got, since this is only a 10-pointer, unfortunately my 19-pointer is in my Kutuzov/Chapayev for competitive, so we're only stuck with a 10-point captain in this guy. We're looking at priority target, then adrenaline rush, and then superintendent, and finally concealment expert. If you do have a 19-pointer, I would recommend AFT. Then I would also recommend demolition expert, and then if you'd like throwing expert marksman on there as well, it couldn't hurt. Going over my modules, I've got main armaments mod 1, aiming systems mod 1 or 2, then I've got reload mod 1 or 2 again, maybe it's 3, I don't know, special upgrade for radar, steering gears, and finally concealment expert. So since I realized that there is a very small amount of DDs, I see one that was last spotted up at A and one is contesting B. I think that it is at least somewhat safe for me to push up somewhat aggressively in the cap. I'm not in the cap, but I want to be as close to the cap as I see fit, and right about here is pretty effective. I also see that when I shoot there's nothing that is spotting me, so I will take that noted, that there are no destroyers, or there's not a lot of very concealed cruisers down here. We saw Kutuzov here earlier, but other than that it's pretty lonely down here. So an Iowa is showing broadside, and even at near max range 18 kilometers I'm still shooting AP because he is giving significant amounts of broadside, and I'll take 4K any day. I get spotted there. Kutuzov showing a decent amount of broadside. I think I'm gonna go shoot at him, and what? I just got 2 citadels on the Iowa from 18 kilometers. Yes, I'm pretty sure you guys saw that right. I think I just penned the Iowa's deck armor from 18 kilometers, because there's no way I have enough pen at 18 kilometers to pen through his main belt. So that is the most likely thing that could have happened. So that was a nice, I don't even know how much AP damage. Let's see here. I can't actually see it. But anyway, I did a lot of damage to that Iowa with those citadels. Shooting HE now, I did see that my carrier buddy, he did get a couple fires on him, and I saw the Iowa repair. So switching HE here is, in my opinion, the right move. Again, I'm just burning this guy to the ground. You already got 1 fire on him, another one that I just got, and let's see if I can't set a third. Of course, because Moskva RNG and Soviet bias, I do get that 3rd fire. He's dead, and we're going to move on to the next victim of the day, but of course New Orleans has to finish him off, so that is a bit unfortunate there. I wish I could have gotten that kill right off the bat. It would have been a great start. Not too bad though, 6 minutes in, already at 60k damage. Basically just took out a full health Iowa nearly by myself, which is very surprising. Or to some, it is not surprising at all. But Again, this thing is still a cruiser at the end of the day. No matter how quote-unquote tanky it is still a cruiser, and cruisers are not designed to go one-on-one with battleships. They are more support ships, and if you can tag a few cruisers together to fight a battleship, then that is, of course, the most ideal situation. But never in a cruiser do you want to be going head-on-head with another battleship. Most of the time they will destroy you very, very quickly. So Conqueror showing a good amount of broadside again, switching to AP. The thing I want to mention here, though, is that the reason I'm kind of sticking to AP here is due to the fact that I know that Conqueror's got such an amazing heal, and so I know that if I just get HE damage on him, he's not going to he's going to be able to heal that up very, very quickly. So I think I'm going to stick to AP here and maybe get some good damage. You saw the first salvo was around 7k, and the last one I think was about like 3 or 4k. I'm going to take some pot shots at the Zabuki and Kutuzov, try and catch them while they're sleeping. One thing I do like to do is I see a target, shoot, and then select a different target like that, or just deselect the target altogether. Sometimes people don't pay attention to that indicator, and they may only see, they might not be looking at it for a second, and when they do look at it, they might not have anyone targeting them. And by me switching on and off of their ship very quickly, I can catch them while they're not paying attention, and when they look back at it after a couple seconds, they realize that, okay, no one's looking at me. I can go ahead and make my turn, and that's when my shells come in and citadel them. So just a pro tip for all of you guys out there that want to get a little bit better and possibly learn a few things. I'm gonna try and go undetected here. Conqueror shells coming in. They go right next to my bow, or my stern rather, and I pop my first or second heal of the day. So Cyclone is coming in. We are going to have some fun that we are going to have to deal with. The Moskva it's not one of the stronger ships in a Cyclone. Obviously, something like a Des Moines or Hindenburg is a very strong cruiser pick for the Cyclones, but the Moskva, the one strength the Moskva has is that it's got 220mm guns, which pen a hell of a lot of things. And if you're in a battleship with sub 10 kilometers, you better watch out. Of course, unless your name is Conqueror, because that thing cannot get citadeled regardless. You want to be watching out. And the other good thing is that it's got 11.7 kilometer radar. The good thing about that is you can spot destroyers when they're not expecting it. And basically, you get free spotting, and they don't know that you are there. Kiev goes down, Yugumo ends up detonating him. Iowa is charging at us very rapidly. I think I saw our Yugumo fire torps at him, so I'm going to try and burn him down. See the Shimakaze there, but I'm actually going to continue firing on this Iowa because I believe he is the bigger threat at the moment. And by the time I turn my guns all the way, that Shimakaze will not, it will probably only take 1,000 damage or so, if that. Whereas a fire on an Iowa can be, a fire or two on the Iowa could be very detrimental to the team's survivability and overall rotation of their ships. Henri comes around the corner broadside again in a Cyclone. I get a Citadel every day of the week, and there's a few overpens aimed a little too far forward. I was trying to hit that armor plating right, basically right beneath the conning tower. Between the conning tower and the number 2 turret on the Henri, there's a nice big chunk of armor plating there that just is so juicy. So I'm sitting at 110k, not too bad. So far, pretty even in terms of it is actually exactly even in terms of enemy ships sunk on both sides, but they do have the cap advantage, so they are up by nearly 200 points. So again, slightly problematic, but it's okay because, you know, we are being patient. We still have a very stealthy Yugumo as a destroyer. Neptune gets popped. You see 32 degrees there. And of course, I'm getting a Citadel right through that bow. Mogami looks like he might be finishing them off here. Again, trying to shoot through the bow. And there's 3 Citadels, and that Neptune is done. I think this Yugumo trying to smoke me up. I wasn't having any of it. I didn't really need it, but I did give him at the end of the game a compliment. I do say sorry, Yugumo, there, because it looked like he was trying to smoke me, but he might have been trying to smoke himself. So what I'm going to do here, my radar is up. I'm going to make the intelligent play and wait for myself to get into radar range of this Kutuzov. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to be sure that I get the Kutuzov in a broadside, and I want to be aiming right at him so I can take him out as quickly as possible. Shimakaze gets spotted there as well. There's nothing I can do except for select him for priority targets. I'm hoping for some Citadels here, but I'm just not getting it. Aiming too far forward and aiming too high. I can't seem to get it. Still can't get it. I don't know. I think I'm aiming a little too high and then a little too far forward. He's outplaying me so hard. This amazing player. And then finally I'm going to get him at 7k. He's got to die there. And there's 2 Citadels. Finished that guy off. Took way too long, but I eventually got the job done. So now, from that radar, we are able to do a lot of damage to some of their ships, as well as kill 2 of their ships that Shimakaze, that I believe are Mogami, killed, and then that Kutuzov that I ended up finishing. So I would consider that a very effective radar usage. And especially with the special upgrade, it lasted even longer. Whereas if I didn't have that that upgrade, I may not have been able to kill a Kutuzov in time. So I know someone's on the cap. I believe it's the Iowa. He doesn't have a lot of health. I'm just going to basically shoot at his superstructure with AP and basically kill him. At this range, I will devastate him. So I see AP's not doing that well. He's healing, so I gotta start shooting HE. I know that my 220mm rounds will actually pen his bow, so I just shoot right at the bow. No point in dealing with that, with those, you know, turrets. So I'm just gonna shoot him right at the bow and do 5k with 5 pens. Pop my defensive fire. Hopefully to shred some of these planes. Moskva has decent AA, not the best, but if you do tend to spec into it, it can get pretty nasty. The only downside, of course, is the DPM is a bit low. Now here, this is something that I always have trouble with, is deciding which target to focus. In reality, I probably should have basically just reversed and angled as much as I could towards that Ibuki, because he's going to be the one that's really going to be fucking me up, especially at 6 kilometers, and he knows how to shoot, because look at that, 8k. But I'm more worried about the North Cal, so I'm going to try and slither my way through. One thing that is a downside in the Moskva is the fact that when you do show broadside, you do take a lot of damage. And that is something that is very unfortunate. Like the Ibuki here, he's gonna nail me. The North Carolina nailed me. I'm actually probably gonna go down here. I'm gonna try and shoot, but again, the Ibuki railed me with those, I believe, 12 2-3-inch guns. So again, I was showing a decent amount of broadside, probably about 50-ish degrees. But you know, the Moskva is the squishy ship, like all cruisers in those, you know, when you do have to give some of those broadsides. We got a nice look on Nuclear Llama's basic deletion of that North Cal, so very well played by him. We're going to end up winning this, so I'm going to skip to the screenshots. Alright, guys and gals, let's look at the post-battle results. So we ended up with 631k, 11k XP, only one medal, Confederate, 187k damage, 13 planes, 4 ships killed. Had that New Orleans not stolen, that Iowa or that Conqueror at the very end, I may have been able to get my Kraken. I probably should have anyway. 5 fires, so not a lot of HE usage, but a lot of citadels, 2 of which were on the Iowa from near max range, which was a surprise. It definitely surprised me at the very least. Team score wise, 2607 base XP, as I mentioned, 4 ships killed, 13 planes shot down. Nuclear Llama, he did very well too. I believe he was at around 150k as well, so he did very well, but of course CV economy is quite broken at the moment. So he was nearly halfway down the leaderboard. He should have been around the number 3, probably around the number 3 spot, maybe number 4, depending on other things he did, such as spotting and whatnot. But again, very, very well played by our team during that cyclone. We stayed calm. I don't think we even lost a single ship during that cyclone, so it was very well played by my team as well. So good job, team. Good job, potatoes. Detailed report. High explosive 30k, armor piercing is where the Moskva shines with those rail guns. 128k from those armor piercing shells, 16 secondary battery hits, which I still find comical that the Moskva has longer range secondaries than the Montana, but what can I say? And then 24,000 from fires, probably most of which was from those 3 fires I got on the Iowa. And then finally credits and XP, 26,000 commander XP, which is nice, of course, for leveling this guy up. And then 430,000 credits. Walking away from T10 is always very, very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed the replay. If you did, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.